Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of MyAfterSchoolToys.com. We've got something fun today. We are talking about Kinkeshi Muscle Men. Now these guys ran from about 1985 to 1988-ish, and basically what they were just little rubber gum figures that look like wrestlers. And the storyline behind these little Kinkeshi figures were they were wrestlers that were fighting each other for dominance of the galaxy, which is kind of a fun idea. There were hundreds and hundreds of these little figures, which were cool. And they started off in this pink color, which kind of does look like bubblegum. And then about after a year or so, they started adding solid colors to them. You can get them in red and green and purple and blue and yellow. And the cool thing about these were you could just grab a handful of them. You could take them to school. You could take them to your friend's house. They were very portable and fun. And I had tons and tons of these. You probably did too. So let's take a look at some of these figures. We'll go through them kind of fast today. One accessory that I did like that they came with was a wrestling rink where you could snap them into little plastic holders and then you could move some sticks around and they would fight each other. And they also came with like a championship wrestling belt that you could wear and the figures would fit inside. So that was kind of cool. This little guy right here, he kind of looks like the Ultimate Warrior with a shaggy haircut. And then you got this little zombie looking mummy figure. Of course, Nintendo also put out a video game about these figures. Here's a little short stubby guy with a mohawk. Here is, looks like a guy stretching, getting ready to fight. Here is a lobster claw guy. Now, if you're like me and my friends, we had tons and tons of these figures. You could get them in packs. I think they had about 5 in a pack. And they were just great, but you always had one or two that were your favorites. There's a little baby one. And then a lot of these figures didn't fit in the wrestling ring. You couldn't get the plastic grip around them, unfortunately, so you had to pick only certain ones. This one would have been a good one for the ring. And then you have the samurai. And a pointy looking robot alien. And let's bring these over here. We'll go through them kind of fast. This guy, like these guys right here, this is what really reminds me of Kinkeshi and just kind of the signature look of these muscle men. We have a overlord and a cape here. And these little figures really have stuck around because the toy stuff that you see today that's made out of resin and other materials, they kind of all sprung off these little muscle figures. And by the way, M.U.S.C.L.E was an acronym that stood for Millions of Unusually Small Creatures Lurking Everywhere. So there you go. That's what muscle men stood for. And here is a Viking with a horn gun. Another superhero looking guy. We'll do 2 at a time here. Here's a deer man. And another guy flexing. A cowboy. A thick sumo muscle man. And a football player. A random football player. So there you go, muscle men. Look at all these. You could get tons of them and carry them around with you. They're fun to display. They are little works of art like this. You could just set them up on your shelf and they'll display really nicely. Very, very, very cool figures. That's it for our review today. I want to do one shout out to a viewer subscriber out there called Mad Main. She gave me a wonderful review on her channel and I want to give a review for her as well. Her channel is all about antique collecting. And I went there, and she knows her stuff. She's very informed. I learned stuff about bowls and cups and saucers that I had no idea on. And now I'm going to keep my eye out when I go to places because it really was informative. So check her out, Mad Main. Just a really fun channel. Subscribe to her and give her some views and let your friends know about her. That's it for our review. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up still. We got some Ghostbuster stuff coming up. We've got some Star Years, if you guys remember Star Years. So keep watching our channel and have your friends subscribe. Spread the word around. We get up to 300 subscriptions, I'm going to do something amazing. I'm going to give you the greatest toy of all time, and then I'm going to open it up out of its package. So that's at 300 subscribers. So have friends join. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to visit our website at myafterschooltoys.com. And until next time, as always, long live the 80s. Muscle Man.